Hello, beautiful, amazing world, and you, individual, you wonderful soul. Today, I would love to talk about reverence, or revering, really the whole existence. And when I say reverence, I mean a certain feeling of, like for example, when you were a child, and you experienced something new for the first time, and you have that feeling of amazement. You had a feeling of open wonder. That is when you open up your aura to the communion with the divine around you. You open up to a certain respect, to a certain... If you are to communicate with spiritual beings, you are to give them the right proper manner and respect that they deserve. Or else they are very inclined to not at all speak to us. These beings are highly sublime. These beings affect our emotions, our thoughts, and our will impulses for the better of mankind. These beings is what I talk about. Those that have to do with the heart, those that have to do with connecting with mankind, those that have to do with the interest in all around us. For example, the plant kingdom, or the animals, or another human being. We can't neglect the human being. The human being is extremely important. And the illusion, the delusion, that we are unimportant speck in this universe, when we are living here amongst ourselves, is counterintuitive to us. It doesn't fit in reality when we all are here sharing in on what is happening. Here what is happening is a lot of beautiful things that truly requires a little effort. Beautiful new impulses and growth requires effort. Just like when we were taught the alphabet when we were children. It took time, it was painful, and it was like hieroglyphs, but when we have learned it, it is like breathing, second nature. It is the same with reverence, of being grateful for everything we have experienced, everything we have learned, and everything we are to learn, and what we are experiencing now. To take into consideration and reflection both the past, what we have learned from it, here in the present, what we are focusing on and what we are prioritizing and such, and the future, what we are aspiring to do. All these streams are blending in together with each other, and by differentiating them, we can see where we are stuck, where we need to maybe get out of it, by contemplating different areas of life, taken as an example. We do not always need to be in the underworld. By coming up and breathing and feeling that wonderful light of hope and healing is also extremely important. That healing impulse, that there is not only suffering, there is also healing. The healing part is what we gain, what we learn, what we overcome when we get through a difficult matter, a struggle, a strife. And what we have learned from it is invaluable, because you can teach others the same. Or you can use it for yourself, for your own gains, or you can forget that you learned it and be bitter. There are many ways to do this, but it is only a matter of what we ourselves will for ourselves in freedom. In freedom, you can choose to love humanity, no matter how dark it might become, but you can see the hope, the glimmer of faith. As a mustard seed of faith can move mountains, and it is important to have that hope. There is a reason why in Pandora's box hope were the only thing remaining of all that was good. And this has become so much more. It has become healing. It has become a salvation in a sense. By truly being grateful for creation, for our solar system, for the constellations, for this earth, for the elements. Fire, earth, water, fire, air, water, earth. And for the kingdoms, the 4 kingdoms that we can perceive here in this physical earth. It is many types of artful forms that exist on this earth. And just by sitting open and contemplating it, being open here to receive, being open to see what comes, in gratitude, in reverence. I love the word. It is such an important word to me. Because it is a feeling of, you do not go to 2 extremes here. You do not become completely blissed out of your mind. It is a feeling of steady, calm devotion. And it is keeping me balanced and steady in the standards of what we are to uphold in morals and ethics and love. Humanity differentiate from animals because we can feel love for another human being that is not of our blood tie. And we can reflect upon our existence and the universe and open ourselves up to this beautiful reality. We can also waste it away, but that hope is too much to resist. So you jump on it and see what happens. You do it for a greater cause, but at the same time you keep it balanced in that you are still human, that you are still with limits for a little while until you break those limits, and then new limits comes. It is just a new mountaintop to climb, and they are also beautiful. The journey is what matters. If you are only focused on the results, the means won't necessarily matter anymore. But if you're focusing on the journey, every single little moments, you get to smell the flowers while you see everyone is struggling and hurrying up to that top. You take the side route, the scenery route, and smell the flowers, set up camp there and maybe stay there for a little while, have a break, and then you go further up and you see that all of those that were hurrying are tripping upon each other down there. And I take a break here. I don't want to leave them behind. I want everyone to come with me on this journey. So I take my time. We all should do that. To have patiently and observantly, objectively and lovingly nurturing to yourself while you study, while you grow up in this spirit. Growing and relaxing. Growing, relaxing. This is the beautiful flow of the universe. And of course, while we have up curves, we also have down curves. Things fall away and things resurrect, or not resurrect, but starts to bloom in different ways. It is not when something in our life dies away, it is not that our whole life dies away, it is only parts of what was obsolete in the first place, what was already dead in us. What comes and what is the new dawn, what is the sun, is what we are to truly have reverence for. Then you can wake up every day with hope and with a reason to wake up. A life force, a feeling, a will to live. And it is a beautiful feeling. And you want to share it with others. You want others to have that will to live. And that will to live is worth striving for. You need the instrument, of course, to have the will to live. And that is also a stage of it. You train your body to become the instrument so that the instrument can operate correctly. It hasn't grown completely into... You haven't tuned in the tones yet completely. So you are adjusting and polishing it and making it better. Every day, every moment, every minute, every week. Thanks everyone. May the divine guide us all in this beautiful path to growth and evolution. Love you all. Goodbye.